Hi there, this is video 1.2. We are working on inductive reasoning and conjectures. So what I want you to do is, let's take a look. We're going to make a table. We're going to complete the table. Complete the table below. You will have to extend the pattern, draw some more triangles in figure 3. So in figure number 1, there's one triangle. In figure number 2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. In figure number 3, 1, 2, there are 9 triangles. So your job now is to add on the next row. Actually, you might as well do the next 2 rows. So pause the video, go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to trust that you did that. Let's see what I can do here. Oh no, I made a terrible diagram. But that's okay, it'll be fine. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see what I can do in the next one. I'm sure you guys did better than this. Oh, I think I've completely made a mess. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I know there's supposed to be 25, but something went really, really haywire. Okay. I know this is early in the year, but I had to redo this video for another reason. But look, I can actually do it. And in the first row, there were 16 boxes. And by the time we hit the end of the next one, there's 25 boxes. So this is just oops. I just put oops. So we know there's 25. Okay. So how many triangles do you think there will be in figure 10, in row 10? So if we kept going, and you can see based on my drawing abilities there, not the great plan for me to do that. Well, I don't know, and I really don't want to draw that many. But let's try and use some reasoning. So one triangle, when there were 2 levels, there was 4. When there was 3 levels, there was 9. Okay, well, it looks like, what's the relationship? Yeah, you guys know what it is. It's squared, right? So I would think in figure 10, there'd be 10 squared, grand total of 100 triangles. So what we did there was inductive reasoning, drawing a general conclusion by observing patterns and identifying properties on specific examples. And you know what? We actually did deductive reasoning too. So here's the difference. We had some samples and we made a rule. And the rule was, if you square the row or the figure it is, you're going to get the number. That is inductive reasoning. Collect some data, make a prediction. We then did what's called deductive reasoning. We used that rule and applied it to a new situation, which was, we said, well, by the time we get to row 10, we should square that and get 100 triangles. So inductive and deductive are the 2 main things in this chapter. And here we are, second video, I already know everything. Okay, we'll practice some more. What you just did was called inductive reasoning, which is drawing a general conclusion by observing patterns and identifying properties on specific examples. Okay, so you know what, in plain terms, is your best guess based on evidence. And I'm going to say, so far, because there's nothing saying that you might find some evidence in the future that messes up your whole plan. So let's just look at some like really non-mathy examples. All right, so inductive reasoning, animal behavior. When the crows return, that means the winter is almost over. What is like February 2nd? Right, Groundhog Day, Puxatawny Phil. If he sees his shadow, there's 6 more weeks of winter. I can't remember how it works, but that's inductive reasoning. Seen it a whole bunch of times. This seems to be the outcome all the time. We go from there. Okay. Or the dog is skittish and there's a storm coming. I have, if you watch enough of these videos, you'll see a picture of Jelly Bean. She's sitting beside me, but she's being good right now, so I'm going to leave her alone. Every time there's a storm, she becomes super friendly, even before you can really see the storm coming or necessarily hear it. She seems to be able to detect it, and she just becomes my best buddy the moment there's the chance of a lightning storm, because she's a big chicken, a big 80-pound chicken. That's what my dog is. All right, now, for some of you young folks, this won't really matter, but for when you get older, you know what? Your knees are starting to ache, it's gonna rain. So if my knees are sore and the dog is skittish, it's gonna be floods, just huge amounts of rain, okay? Or I'm getting a headache and I know there's gonna be a change in the weather, or sometimes if I'm watching the weather network, it works the opposite way. I can see there's a low pressure coming and I know I'm gonna have a headache in a little while, and sometimes I'll even take meds for it. And home remedies, right? Okay, I'll show you this one my dad taught me. And this will work for anybody who has Charlie horse. If you had really bad cramps, especially when you're pregnant or something like that. Okay, don't laugh, but this works. You get a Charlie horse, you grab your top lip like this and squeeze as hard as you can, and it will get rid of your Charlie horse. Don't laugh until you tried it, right? Evidence says, inductive reasoning, you do this, Charlie horse goes to disappear. Make a rule. I really don't know how the first person figured that out, but it works. And you will thank me, ladies and gentlemen, if in the middle of the night you or your partner is having a really bad Charlie horse, grab the top lip, squeeze it. It's actually an acupressure point. All right, some weather stuff. Red sky at night, sailor delight. See a comma there. Red sky at morning, sailor take warning. Okay, so based on what it looks in the morning and night, it gives you sort of an idea what the day is going to be like. Right? One of our neighbors at home said you will always get rain 6 months when you have hoarfrost in the winter. And I asked him about that because my mom actually tracked it for a couple of years and it never seemed to work out very well. So his inductive reasoning was questioning it. He says, oh, well, yeah, but it's within 6 weeks before or after the date. And I thought, okay, so 6 weeks before, 6 weeks after, that's 12 weeks. That's 3 months. In Saskatchewan, the odds are pretty good that you are going to get rain every 3 months during the summer. Still inductive reasoning. Stereotypes, also inductive reasoning. Okay. I'm going to have to fess up, confession time. I'm old enough. I was teaching in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, right? Big hair. And I did have a stereotype that generally the bigger the student's hair was, the less likely they were to succeed in my course. It was fairly accurate until, I got proved wrong. So now it's useless. And we're going to talk about how you can disprove conjectures in the next couple of videos. And just in general, I'll pick a thing or pick a quality. Right there is usually the downfall. Because for almost everything, there's an exception to the rule. Except you guys are awesome.